dinner. Broussard, you buy that there's a, quote, level of fear in the LeBron-Kawhi rivalry?
I think that was a great quote. I didn't agree with the no level of admiration. I do think he said that when he said there's mutual respect. I think he kind of contradicted himself. I do think they admire each other. But, yeah, they do respect each other. Who didn't even the way he did. If Kawhi didn't respect LeBron, he would not have considered going to the Lakers. And if the Clippers don't pull that rabbit out of the hat and get Paul George, I do think Kawhi, just to get to Southern California, would have gone to the Lakers. Now, the fear, that's the big question. Obviously, Kawhi respects and I would say fear knows what LeBron can do. When Kawhi was the MVP of the finals in 2014, LeBron, he guarded LeBron, and that's why he got it. LeBron averaged 28, 8 rebounds, 4 assists on 57% shooting, 52% from 3.
He averaged, you said 28, 8, and 4 on 57 and 52.
Yes.
And Kawhi got the MVP because he held him to it.
Right.
Because Kawhi in that series, was he a monster scorer?
He averaged 17, I believe,
17.
Which for him
was a monster scorer.
Yeah, because he was only averaging 12, I believe, that season.
2 games in that series, he scored in single digits. He won the Finals MVP.
It could have went to anybody. You're right.
LeBron once in an NBA Finals scored single digits in a game. It's the worst moment of his career. This was the best moment of Kawhi's. But go ahead, sorry.
But here's the thing, Nick.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
This is a rivalry. This is becoming a rivalry. Kawhi is maybe one of the few players that physically can match up with LeBron in terms of size and strength and athleticism. And anyone else, for the most part, who's been able to do it throughout LeBron's career, say a Ron Artest. Artest was a really good player on both ends, but he couldn't offensively do what Kawhi could do.
Andre Iguodala.
Okay, same thing.
Exactly.
Not as big and strong as LeBron. Lance Stevenson, not as big and strong, and obviously they're not. Kawhi is a different animal that LeBron hasn't had to see very much in his career. Now, the thing is appropriate fear. Of course, LeBron doesn't cower at Kawhi, and Kawhi certainly doesn't cower when he sees LeBron. However, there is a healthy fear that has Kawhi, obviously, he knows what LeBron can do. But on LeBron's part, there's a healthy fear that this guy can beat me. And I've got to bring my A game. It's the same type of healthy fear LeBron would have with Boston in the Big Three and with San Antonio when they played him in the finals twice in Miami. I've got to bring my A game because this team or this guy is that good. And I think it's a healthy fear.
So I can't speak to the people's fear quotients. I think there is a level of anxiety that any real competitor has when you're up against another great competitor, another great team, and both of these teams have great competitors and both of them are excellent teams. I can speak to this idea that this is a rivalry. And this is not just an opinion, this is an informed opinion on this. There is almost nothing that's happened in the last decade in the NBA, aside from he feels snubbed on some MVPs and the Defensive Player of the Year award, that irritated LeBron more than the idea that Steph Curry was his equal or his rival. And you saw it. Brian Windhorst just talked about this at length on Bill Simmons' podcast. Thought he did a great job. And anyone that's close to even the tertiary people surrounding LeBron, you know this, I know this. You saw it come out in those 2016 NBA Finals, those couple of blocks on Steph, where he kind of mean-mugged him, shrugged his shoulders, was like, get out of here. I've been the best player for a decade. Everyone now says I'm old and busted. You're young hotness. Not happening. There's a little bit of that same thing going on right now from LeBron towards Kawhi, which is, wait, what? If this was LeBron, Kevin Durant, it's different. LeBron has looked at Kevin Durant not as his equal, but as the closest thing in the world to it. Okay. Would you agree?
Yes, but I think you're underestimating how good Kawhi is. But go ahead.
And I think LeBron also sees Giannis coming.
Right.
And Giannis is a decade younger, and they haven't had the battles.
They won't be rivals because he's so young.
Too much of an age discrepancy. LeBron rightfully looks at it and says, okay, so it's a rivalry. When in either of our lives has this guy been on the same plane as me, much less better than me? The answer is last year when LeBron was hurt. And so the idea that all of a sudden there is that Kawhi Leonard is a player that LeBron looks at as his rival or someone to fear, I think that irritates LeBron in a way the Steph Curry stuff did. I think you'll see some of that on Christmas. I'd love to say you'll get to see when they guard each other, but these days Kawhi doesn't guard the opposing team's best player, so
and LeBron's not going to guard him either.
I think
maybe every occasionally, right. And if they meet in the playoffs, I think at late in games you may see them matched up against each other. But I hope you're right, because I want this, like I said, this should bring out the best in LeBron. And obviously, Kawhi Leonard is not as good of a player as LeBron historically. But right now,
he's not.
Hold on. He doesn't control a game like LeBron. But he does have something LeBron doesn't have, which he knows I can get to certain spots. When it's time to get a bucket, I know if I get to this spot, I'm hitting this mid-range jumper in the middle of the lane on different sides of the paint, and it's money. 70% of the time, I'm going to hit it. LeBron doesn't have that go-to move, as great as he is. He doesn't have that, other than it's just going to be a drive to the basket. Kawhi, when people compare him to Michael Jordan, obviously he's not as good as Jordan, but his game is similar stylistically. He doesn't over-dribble, doesn't dominate the ball, two-dribble pull-up, mid-range stuff, great on both ends. He is an appropriate foe for LeBron at this stage of LeBron's career.
There's not just a small part of this at the beginning of the season that LeBron was like, come play with me, and Kawhi was like, no, let's play, not with you, I'm going to play against you.
Let's see how it works out for him.
I am glad he did that, though. Isn't it better for the league?
It's great for the league. It'll be awesome.
You are salty.
I'm not salty. I'm just excited to see it.
Would it be a mistake for the Cowboys to make Dak the highest paid quarterback? LeBron? That's the head, first things first.
Let's just see it.
I want you to be right.
All right. I am almost at a loss for words. This is the definition of a total abdication of your responsibilities as the head coach of the football team. No, you are responsible for everything. Everything. Most notably, a do-or-die, essential do-or-die game, 4th down, having the right people on the field. Maybe I would buy this if the Cowboys, when you watch this highlight, if you can squint, look beneath the Cowboys score, the 3 yellow dashes. That means 1, 2, 3 timeouts they had remaining. Now, I understand you, in theory, want to save those timeouts if it does go incomplete, so you have a chance to get the football back. What you really want to do is make sure that ball doesn't go incomplete. Make sure you convert the spot, that you convert the first down. And the reason I say if they had no timeouts, if the guys rotate off, now the play clock's tick, 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 and you're like, wait, where's Cooper? 11 seconds on the play clock. Well, I guess we just got to let it ride. That's what timeouts are for.
Right.
That's what head coaches are for. That is what you are there for, to in the biggest spots. I understand there's special teams coaches, for example, very often have the authority if they see a look to call a fake.
Right.
And it's the head coach's job to, if you're up 10 in the 4th quarter of a game, say, no, 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 I veto the fake. Don't care what the look is. I have to look at this holistically from what is best for the team. It's not just Cooper wasn't on the field. Randall Cobb had made some of your biggest plays of the football game.
In that series.
In that series. He's not on the field. That is your job, Jason Garrett. And to put it on this first-year coordinator who's younger than me is ludicrous. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, first of all, you never use the word ultimately with an assistant coach, because there is no such thing.
Ooh,
ultimately,
the writer in Broussard. Yeah.
New York Times, baby.
Yep.
Ultimately is the head coach. That's it. Period. For everything you said, you can call timeout, you can override him, whatever it is. But secondly, this sounds like a coach who knows he's on the way out the door and knows while his coordinator's not going to take over the job, he's the golden boy, right? He was the big, like you said, he's a young kid. They brought him in to update the offense. He was going to, Jason was doing that before, and now you got Kellen Moore was